Hey guys, welcome back to the Brothers Sports Podcast. This is episode 2. I'm here with my brother, Rylan.
Yep. What's up, everyone? Episode 2. Uh, different, not doing gaming. We
Yeah, we just
always
got done
doing
with the
gaming.
gaming one, so it's kind of
Yeah.
different. But
But we can go ahead and get started here.
all right. So, got a report this past week that Lakers' new coach, JJ Reddick, wants AD shooting more threes.
Yeah, so that's interesting to say at least because AD's a big. He's like
He
7 foot.
he's decent at three-pointers, but he's
He's,
not
I mean, for his
consistent at
size,
three-pointers.
especially. Yeah. I
Like
mean,
in
I mean,
2020, he was kind of like pretty good at threes. Like he was consistent. And then since then, he's kind of like fallen off, and he's been kind of
well, he also hasn't been
very hit
shooting
and
as much.
miss. Yeah, but
Yeah.
when he does, it usually misses.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like if he shoots more, he'll get more consistent again,
Maybe,
obviously.
hopefully in this off season, he's been working at it.
Practicing. Yeah. But it says here, Anthony Davis is truly one of the most complete and versatile basketball players on the planet. There is very little the big man can't do on both sides of the basketball court. His defense is especially good.
He's got good defense, definitely,
Oh yeah.
and his offense is pretty good as well. But
I don't know how he didn't win Defensive Player of the Year. He should have won
oh, Rudy
last year.
Gobert, he's the
He
best
cannot
defender of all
deserve that.
time.
Oh yeah.
That's
My
why
2K
Luca put it in
character
his
dunks
mouth.
on.
We watched that. You remember that?
I remember that, yeah. But it says here, but one thing that seems to have been regressed a bit, and something new Los Angeles Lakers head coach JJ Reddick wants to change is his three-point shooting. Davis shot at least 33% from deep in 3 straight seasons from 2018 to 2020. Which includes his first season with the Lakers, but he has shot below 30% of each in the last 4 seasons. So he hasn't shot good since 20.
Right. Yeah, that's what I said earlier. The 2020, he was really good. Since then,
Yeah,
he's been kind of falling off.
he hit that buzzer beater against Denver in the playoffs. That one, that was
Yeah,
nice.
when they won against
Yeah,
when they could win against Denver.
yeah. We can't now. We don't have Dwight Howard or anything.
Or
We don't have a
Javale.
big,
Yeah,
like an
AD's the
actual
big, and he's
big.
a power forward. Like we need a center. The Lakers need
Yeah,
a stinking center.
the only person on the team who can guard Jokic is LeBron.
Yeah. Yeah,
He
Jokic,
proved
he
that
tears
during the
up AD
Olympics.
every single time.
Yeah, you really need a big.
Definitely.
But yeah, his attempts have been dwindling overall, and he has shifted more towards dominating the paint, playing the center position primarily because that's what he's been getting put at as a center because
Right.
he's the biggest person on the team. So says
Definitely
here,
is.
yeah. But Reddick has been in Davis's ear all summer long and made it clear that he wants the big man to take more three-pointers this season. So hopefully he's been practicing and getting better with his three-point. But I got a quote here. Obviously, we have one of the best shooters to ever play in our head coach, JJ Davis said at the Lakers media day. So he has been on me all summer about shooting threes. Even in the Olympics, when I would make a three, he would text me and say, "That's what I want to see," and things like that. But for him, it's definitely going to be shooting more threes for me. So I'm guessing that this is Anthony Davis saying this because it said for me. This is just a quote by AD. Uh, it says here, I just try to work on everything, but there's nothing in my game that I can't polish or touch up when I'm working out. I just try to hit them, face it on my game. Hit every face it on my game. So, yeah, he's been working on threes. So it says here. So he said as well. So I hope so.
I hope so too.
But what I got here also, it says here, it makes a lot of sense that Reddick would like to see Davis stretch his range out of the 3-point line a bit more regularly. Spacing in this era of the NBA is extremely important, especially along the like 3-point line and stuff like that, because that's the main type of scoring besides the layups is the 3-point. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's why like the 3-point's just been more and more, of an
every
option now.
single year it gets
People
more
are
and more.
way better. Yeah,
Everybody, if
LeBron,
you don't have
like
a three, then
you're
you're
screwed.
pretty much, and you're
Yeah, you
very
can't just
rare.
rely.
Like Ben
It's not
Simmons,
the
he
it's
can't
not the
shoot
early 2000s anymore. You can't just casually like rely,
when
just
you're
on
inside
twos.
or you're mid.
Yeah,
Yeah, if you're
you
going to stay
need
in a
that
game in the
three,
NBA right now, you're going to have to be a 3 point
especially
shooting team.
especially if you're going against like Curry or someone. You're going to have to stay like with that three. Like you have to. There's too many really good 3-point shooters in the league, especially right now. Even like people who are like older that play like LeBron, he's upped his 3-point
Right.
percentage.
Yeah, he's adapted with the game.
Yeah, like he used to be an inside threat. I mean, he still is
I
that
mean, yeah, he
going,
definitely
but
still is. Yeah, but he's
yeah,
definitely upped his 3 point percentage.
yeah, he's upped it way more. Like
He had
he
a
has
higher
like a
percentage than
40.
Curry for most of the season last
Yeah,
season.
it was like a 42% or something like that.
Yeah.
He had or something like that. Which that's good for him, and he's 6'9", so
Yeah.
But it says here Davis has to has the ability to take the Lakers offense to another level. If he does that when it's healthy,
Yeah,
especially.
that's the thing. Just keeping his hind end healthy.
Yeah, he's made of glass. But it would be way better for him. He wouldn't have to just rely on going into the paint as well. So he won't get as injured as much if he, you know, shoots more threes. He has a lower chance of getting injured and stuff like that.
Right. Well, and this says that because he went to Olympics, but it says he went 1 of 2 from deep at the Paris Games, averaged 27.8 points last season while attempting 1.4 threes per game. He struggled from that range, converting only 27.1% of the time. So I'd say like he last season was rough, and since 2020 he hasn't shot good from three at all. Like you
Yeah,
said
because
earlier, he shot 33% from three in that 2019-20 season, which is really good for a big guy.
yeah,
But 27%, that's pretty low.
it's rough. It's really rough.
Yeah,
But Anthony Davis, he says here he wants to play next to another like true center
he
more
should.
often. Like says
But the
here,
Lakers
Davis
don't
wants.
have one that's
Yeah,
worth
we need to.
anything.
They won't like we have like I think
Is
another big or whatever.
Gabriel's a center, right?
I'm not sure. He might be a power forward.
Maybe. Either way, like AD, we should get a center. Like a good center. Get
Yeah,
Dwight Howard
we need
back. Get Dwight Howard.
please.
Holy
Yeah,
crap.
he's dominating Taiwan.
I don't understand why they're not like Dwight has said he wants to come back. And
He said it multiple
everybody
times.
that's a Lakers fan wants him back. But the GM's just like, don't even like I guess I don't understand.
Oh wait,
They need
you
a
want
new
to try to win
GM.
it? You want to try to win a championship? Not on my watch.
Yeah, definitely not. Like
Like,
I was wanting LeBron to leave if
yeah,
I was wanting him.
I wish he
I
would have got
seen a
drafted
report
somewhere else.
today that the Warriors wanted to
Yeah, I
draft
seen
Bronny,
that.
but they
They
skipped him
wanted
because they
him.
wanted to respect LeBron his wishes for Bronny to be on his team.
Yeah, but
They done
I
it out of
wish
respect for LeBron. Because if the Warriors
they
would have
should have
got
said
Bronny, maybe LeBron would have
and
went to the
Bron
Warriors.
because he wanted to play with Bronny, so he might have requested because
And he
he
said that
did.
he wasn't sure
That
if he
was
wanted
the
to go back
talks
to the Lakers because they haven't done anything in the offseason, signing
Yeah,
anybody. But since they got
because
Bronny, that's when he signed.
his contract ended. Like his
Mm-hmm.
contract, he just renewed his contract, so he was a free agent.
Mm-hmm.
LeBron was, so he could have went to the Warriors. The Warriors
The
would have took
Warriors
him.
should have took him
They
on the
would have probably
52nd
traded.
pick,
They would have
but
probably. They would have probably traded Draymond and stuff like that,
yeah,
or
Draymond's
Bron.
washed.
Draymond, just a few other people for LeBron, which would have been really good because
Which they wouldn't even
Steph,
have to
Steph,
trade anybody really because LeBron was a free agent.
yeah,
LeBron could have just signed with him
yeah,
and
true.
then just cut some people off the lower end of the roster for
Yeah,
cap
I've seen it.
space
Yeah, they're so they
for the
don't go
money.
broke.
Yeah.
But that would have been nice because Curry and Braun they proved they already have chemistry like with the Olympics and
Oh my
stuff. They have
gosh, dude!
great
They were
chemistry.
nice,
I know it
and you
was
could tell they were
ridiculous.
having so much fun together
The
because they were
lob
winning.
passes and
They were
everything.
they
It was
were
like
winning. Get those two together,
it's
they're winning.
I know. LeBron's gonna hate it. He's gonna hate it so much.
Oh, going back to
Going
the
from that
Lakers after,
US, yeah,
yeah, after
yeah,
winning like
after
not losing a single game, and then going back to the
yeah, going to
trash Hinian
oh,
Lakers, dude. That'd be rough. I'd be
that is gonna
so mad
yeah, that's gonna
playing with D'Lo's washed Hinian.
my lord.
After having
But
Curry as a point guard, and then you go to D'Lo's trash.
oh, heck no. But yeah, AD obviously wants like another center, so he can shift down back to the being a power forward.
Right. He's
So
more
so
dominant
that
as a power forward because other
yeah,
power
because he's
forwards
more
aren't
big.
as big as him.
Yeah, and aren't as strong as him either.
Yeah.
Like the only one, or like Giannis, that's the only one
Yeah.
that can match AD,
We should
and
what we
AD
should get,
can.
we should get like Steven Adams, like somebody cheap.
Yeah,
And
someone.
Steven Adams
Steven,
is a
Steven Adams,
nice
he's good. He's
built.
good.
He's
But
strong
yeah,
as
he's
crap.
strong. He's dominant as crap. Like even though he's a role player, he's more
Yeah.
dominant
We should get like
than
somebody like
half
Steven
the
Adams,
others.
man. I don't get it. I don't understand what our GM's doing. What Lakers GM's doing. He's not doing anything to help the team win.
Yeah, but yeah. So JJ Redick just he has a theory that Anthony Davis shooting struggles. AD, 3-point shooting has gone down in the past few seasons. JJ Redick has taken notice of this, so that's why he wants him shooting more threes. He
Trying to
wants
get
him to
more
get more consistent,
consistent. Yeah.
yeah, more consistent stuff like that. So yeah, they just want an overall better play basis, so not having to rely on AD just on the paint, but also beyond the perimeter as well. So like if AD's open at the perimeter,
Shoot it.
half the time like the you know normally they would be like, oh, he's gonna miss most likely, so
Yeah,
just don't
because
leave
he's
it.
washed.
But JJ but they're trying to get him more consistent at the three, so he's going to be more of a danger between there. So
Right.
I really hope he does good. Good, just AD, go back to 2020. Act like
Please.
you're in 2020
Dude, I
again,
wish
bro.
we had
You
that
were good.
2020 roster. Holy crap.
That, that GM is so stupid.
He needs fired. That's just, I don't understand how he still has a job.
Like, why would we want Westbrook?
I was excited for that. I was like, oh yeah, Russell Westbrook, whatever. Then he was
Then
he was the most useless player I've ever seen.
he was
He could
trash,
not hit a
especially in the
layup. He
last
couldn't hit a
season.
dunk. He couldn't hit a jump shot.
No,
You knew as soon as he shot a jump shot, it was missing.
it was a brick.
You
It was probably
knew.
going to go over. It was probably going to bounce on the backboard.
You
That's how
knew it was
trash.
going to miss. That's how bad
Like
he was. And
I don't
turnovers.
get like
Holy
what.
crap, the
Then
turnovers.
he leaves the Lakers, goes to the Clippers. He plays fine. He plays good.
And
He doesn't play as
the
good as
preseason started
obviously
tonight. He had his preseason debut with the Nuggets tonight.
yeah.
I don't know how he played, but I'm
His first bucket with the Nuggets was a three. Switch it.
so
It was from the top of the key on the left side.
I don't get. I don't get it.
But then he can do perfectly fine on any other team. But the Lakers. What's wrong with the Lakers? Why do people play so bad with LeBron?
I guess
What
they're
is
just nervous. Like he's
but
so good, and then he makes them look like crap because I don't know.
I mean that's true.
It is
But
true, but like at least try to look good
like
next to
he
him.
may yeah, I mean even if you try, just try, dude. Like, you don't have to like
I don't get it.
I don't think I think D'Lo's nervous
D'Lo needs to
too.
retire.
He's
He
terrible.
sucks. All right, let's go on to our
There we go,
next
move
topic.
on.
This past week, we also got a report that the Knicks are acquiring Karl Anthony Towns from the Timberwolves for Julius Randle, and DiVincenzo.
So the Minnesota Timberwolves have agreed to trade four-time All-Star Karl Anthony Towns to the New York Knicks. Sources told the Athletic Sham Carana, New York is reportedly sending three-time All-Star forward Julius Randle and Dante DiVincenzo to the Minnesota Timberwolves, along with a future first-round pick belonging to the Detroit Pistons. The Knicks are also sending Keita Bates, Diop, to the Timberwolves, according to Athletic John Krasinski. So they're getting three people for Cat. Like,
What do you think about this trade? Who does it help
I
more, the
don't,
Knicks or the Timberwolves?
I don't think it's going to help the Timberwolves that much because Cat was a major player for the Timberwolves. And Julius Randle, he gets injured all the time. Like, he's not healthy. He's not consistent. He's good.
When
Like,
he's healthy, like
yeah,
AD,
when he's
when
healthy,
he's healthy,
but
he's good. He's a
he gets
contributor,
injured a lot. He just gets injured all the time.
like in the playoffs last year.
So I don't think this is going to be good for the Timberwolves because they lose one of the best big men in the league for, three different
Smaller
players,
players.
yeah, smaller players. And, Cat, he's good on the boards, averaging, 10 plus a game. He's good in that category and scoring. He can score too. He's a good scorer as well. He's efficient,
Mm-hmm.
and everywhere
He
on
can
the
hit the
floor.
three ball for a big guy.
Yeah, he can. Yeah, he can hit threes as well. He's consistent like everywhere
Mm-hmm.
around the court.
Yeah.
He can do everything, especially for a big. Like he can shoot threes, finish, rebound. These defense is good as crap too. And like interior wise, like
Yeah.
it sucks. He didn't want to leave
No.
either. He literally put a tweet. He tweeted whenever he got traded. He put dot dot dot.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't want to leave like at all. He said he literally said in an interview he wants to stay in Memphis or not Memphis. Go on, but he wants to stay on the Timberwolves and crap.
Minnesota.
Yeah, Minnesota with an E. Confused for some reason. I was thinking of Memphis, but it says here. Also, I'm just going to add this in here because it just pops up in this article. The Charlotte Hornets, are reportedly joining a deal as a third team receiving guard, Daquan Jeffries, as well as a draft conversation.
So basically, they're getting nobody.
Yeah, they're getting nobody.
I've never
Like
heard of
always.
that guy.
The Charlotte Hornets are washed.
Like that.
The
The
only
reason
good,
they're washed is because they don't do anything kind of like the Lakers.
no,
They don't get
no.
anybody good.
The only good player they have is LaMelo Ball.
Mm-hmm. That's because they drafted him.
Yeah, and LaMelo won't leave for some reason.
Yeah, I don't know, but
I don't know why. I get he probably just wants to be a loyal player, but I was
yeah, but
saying
at the same time, if your team
he's
sucks,
young,
dude, like
and he's good.
he should go to the Lakers.
Yeah, exactly. He would trade D'Lo for
Yes, please. D'Lo would be
like
perfect on the Hornets. They're all washed,
yeah, they all suck.
but for
But
me personally, I think the Knicks are benefiting more out of this trade than the Timberwolves.
yeah, they
Don't get
are
me
because
DiVincenzo, Julius Randle, they're good players, but like you said, Julius Randle's only good when he's healthy, which is rare.
mentality.
Um,
Which also the Knicks do have like Mikal Bridges and crap like that. He's really good.
they
He's
got
consistent as
Jalen
crap.
Brunson, dude, and he
Jalen
went
Brunson,
off last year.
yeah.
So
So
him and Cat,
Cat, Jalen Brunson, and Mikal Bridges.
mhm,
That's
that's
The Knicks are going
pretty
to be
good.
good this year.
Yeah,
That's all I'm
yeah.
saying. The Knicks are going to be really good this
The
year.
Timberwolves, they'll probably still
They're
be
good.
all right because they still got Anthony Edwards and they got
Yeah.
Rudy Gobert. But
Yeah.
if I was the GM for the Timberwolves, I would have
This year,
traded Gobert for this
yeah,
not Cat. Even
yeah,
Anthony
because
Edwards,
Cat was a
him and
more
Anthony Edwards and Cat were really close.
yeah,
And Anthony Edwards, I've seen that he said that he was shocked, kind of
He
upset that
he got
that
it. I
cat
would
got
be
traded.
because he's literally Cat. He's the second man. Like he's like there, right? And you just get traded. You're
Yeah.
one of the faces of the Timberwolves. He's
And he
going to
was
be
for a long time before anybody
yeah,
else was there.
yeah.
And
He was
then
the face of the
Anthony Edwards
Timberwolves.
came, and
Yeah,
then Anthony Edwards just became the face of the team last year.
yeah,
That's when
because
he
he's
popped off.
but he was like
That's when he popped off. Was starting last year because he's still a young player.
I want to see him in his prime.
Oh man,
That is going to be ridiculous because how good he is already.
yeah.
What is he like 22 or something like that? He's young.
22, 24, something like he's young.
He's really young. I want to see him in his prime. Oh my, that's going to be
It's gonna be nice.
something else.
But since they traded Cat, I don't think he's gonna do anything on the Timberwolves unless they get somebody good.
Yeah, I highly doubt it. But like I hear, Towns, 28, joins, former Brooklyn Nets wing Mikal Bridges as, another significant offseason reinforcement for the Knicks. The former first overall pick averaged uh, basically 23 points per game with 22.9 points per game, 10.8 rebounds per game, and 3.2 assists per game, while shooting a percentage of 39.8 percent from throughout the whole field. In his, 9-year career in Minnesota, a two-time All-Star, All NBA selection. Towns will, reunite in New York with his former head coach Tom T.
Thibodeau.
Thibodeau. Oh yeah, that's Thibodeau.
He was the
I was gonna
Bulls
say,
coach whenever Derrick Rose was on the Bulls.
oh yeah, I forgot about that. Uh, this is here. The two were together for Thibodeau's 2.5 seasons in charge of Minnesota from 2016 to 18.
And also, yeah,
During
that's when Derrick Rose went to the Timberwolves. Thibodeau was so he
yeah,
was Derrick Rose's
that's
coach
weird.
then too, and on the Knicks when Derrick Rose was on the Knicks.
Like on every time Derrick Rose would get traded, the coach would follow. But it says here, during which the franchise snapped a 13-year playoff drought. Despite the flammity of Thibodeau, Towns didn't request to be traded. According to John Kroskinski of the Athletic, who adds that the big man's comp was stunned by the news. Like you said, like
I know
legitimately,
I was very surprised.
like out of all people to get traded, you wouldn't
No,
think
you wouldn't think Cat.
Cat. No, because he averaged. What was it? I said
I mean,
he
he
averaged
done
like
way better in
23.
the playoffs last year than Gobert.
Yeah, he did, and he literally averaged basically 23, 11, and 3 his whole career with Minnesota. That is good.
Very
He
good.
averaged a double double throughout his career with the Timberwolves, and they're just like, screw you, you're gone.
Yeah, I don't know what they were thinking. Honestly, like
I don't know,
that's
but
to me that hurts the Timberwolves more than it helps them.
it does because it says here Julius Randle, scored 24 points per game with 9.2 rebounds and 5 assists in his fifth season with the Knicks since joining the franchise as a free agent in 2019. After earning 28.9 million, you trying to lend some? You trying to? I want some money like that. Hang on.
Me too.
But he got that in his 2024-25 season. He also, can elect to become a free agent next summer by turning down a 30.9 million player option for 2025-26. He was also, the second longest entered member of the Knicks roster behind center Michelle Robertson. He says here, a career high of 40.1% three-point shooter last season. The 27-year-old DiVincenzo, provides Minnesota, adds depth behind, starter Anthony Edwards, which likely assumed a larger role as the T-Wolves franchise star following Towns' departure. So you do. They are going to get like a good 3-point shooter out of it though, with DiVincenzo.
Yeah, Devin Gento, he's a pretty decent player, but what I'm saying is just I think it hurts the Timberwolves more than it helps them.
It
The
does.
Knicks
It does
definitely benefit more because I
because
think Brunson and Cat together will
the
be
Knicks
really good.
they get another big, so they're going to have more rebound advantage. That's the thing. The Timberwolves lost that
Mhm.
like big, even
They were a
though
really they were a big team. They had Gobert and Cat in the
yeah.
starting lineup. Like they were a big team. Like
I
that,
mean,
they should
yeah,
have kept that.
yeah. Julius Randle averages like 9 rebounds a game, but
Like I
still,
said, if he stays healthy, he'll. I mean, he ain't going
yeah,
to
he's
get
good.
any if he's not in the game.
Yeah, if he's not healthy, he's obviously not getting anything. But like, he's might not be. He's probably not going to be healthy again. He's
He
AD
keeps he
basically.
keeps getting hurt every year.
Like that
Oh,
sucks for Cat. He didn't want to leave
nah, I
at
like
all.
Cat. He's a good
That's
dude.
that's how like that's how
Seems
like
like
Derrick
it
Rose.
anyway.
He got traded. He got traded. He didn't want to leave.
Mm-mm.
Like it just. I mean, crap. Half the time you don't want to leave your team you got drafted by, but it happens.
Unless unless you've just had enough and just
Like
lose and
like
lose and
LeBron,
lose.
like
Yeah,
LeBron,
like LeBron.
like you.
I wish he would have
You're
just
in.
left the Lakers.
You get to the finals with that trash on in team. You make it to multiple playoff runs. Yada yada yada. You don't win. Go to the Heat. You make it to the finals again, but you lose. And then you make it next year. One,
Win,
two, three, four, five,
win,
six.
win. Go 8 years in a
Multiple.
row.
That's ridiculous.
That's
That
crazy
is
to think
never
about.
gonna. That
8
is never.
consecutive trips to the finals.
And he's been to the finals with every single team he's been on.
Hmm.
Think of that.
That's
That's
crazy.
ridiculous. I know. Like, how don't you consider him to go? Yeah, he has losses. That's because he's his
Yeah.
help. He
He
lacked
has no
help.
help, and he's
Yeah,
played against some of the
okay, no,
best teams in the entire history of the NBA,
73-9 Warriors team.
and he beat them.
73-9.
Came back
And
3-1.
then that same team added Kevin Durant,
Yeah.
one of legitimately one of, if not the best scorer to ever play the game on that roster with Curry, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, you know, Iguodala. Like that was ridiculous. That
Stacked.
team, that's the best offensive team to ever play the game.
Yeah, it
Like,
was ridiculous. Kevin Durant he was a snake for that dude. Like
yeah.
his 2
And then
championships he don't deserve. I think
yeah,
take him away from him. To me,
he
in my
did.
eyes, he has no championship rings. He has no
No,
rings.
really, he doesn't.
In my
I mean,
eyes, no rings.
like that's bull crap. If it wasn't for KD, LeBron would have
Oh
had
yeah.
2 other chips.
Oh
He
yeah.
would have six titles right now if you include that Lakers chip.
Yeah.
And then you Michael Jordan fans wouldn't have an argument
Oh,
besides,
they would. They'd be like,
oh,
"Oh, 6-0, 6-0." How many times did Michael Jordan make it out of the first round without Scottie Pippen? Oh wait, 0.
John Havlicek is 8-0.
There you go. Bill Russell, 11.
Crap.
Bill
Yeah,
Russell's a goat. Bill Russell's a
he
goat.
lost. The crap, he has 11 rings. That's
Yeah.
way more
Bill
impressive than
Russell. If you're
6.
going by rings, Bill Russell's a goat.
And also, MJ did play during an inflation era as well. And he also didn't have to go against prime Magic Johnson in the finals. He went
Well, he
against
got whooped
a
by him. He got whooped by him
well,
when they were in their primes, but he beat them whenever they were slowing down. And then we can talk about that.
he went against an old what's his face? Old pedo, Mr. What's that? Karl Malone,
Oh,
the pedophile. Yeah, that's what I was trying to think of the name. We were just talking. I was thinking of a cat because Carl,
the mailman,
yeah, the mailman, he went against him, John Stockton, wasn't it?
John Stockton.
Yeah, John Stockton. They were washed when MJ went against them as well.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have an argument really. every team MJ
Oh,
went against.
them MJ fans
That
always make
Bulls
up
team
some
was
bullcrap.
stacked as crap.
Oh,
That
yeah.
Bulls team was. You had MJ. He was good, especially for his time. He was the best player, no
At that
doubt.
time.
But you had Scottie Pippen. You had Dennis Rodman for three of those chips. You had Steve Kerr, the best 3-point shooter in
AJ
the league.
Armstrong, Kukoc.
Exactly. Yeah, you had all those players. No wonder the Bulls won so much. You literally had a super team.
You can't talk to MJ
Like
fans. You can't
Steve
talk.
Kerr, he's the best 3-point shooter. Like he has the best 3-point percentage ever still. He was the best 3-point shooter at that time.
Your dad needs to hear this conversation.
Come on, Dad. Come in. But yeah, like LeBron had less help.
100%.
J.R. Smith.
J.R. Smith, don't even get me started on him. We'll talk about him another. I ain't not right now. Not right now. All right,
Don't have to
let's
get
just
heated.
let's just end it before I get started on J.R. Smith. All right, guys, we appreciate you guys for listening. That's all the topics we
Yep.
got. We don't really have any social media or anything set up for this podcast yet, but
No, not yet.
we
We're gonna eventually. I'm gonna set up an Instagram eventually and stuff like that. I'm gonna start posting on there and stuff. We don't use Twitter. We have a Twitter for our gaming podcast, but we don't use
yeah,
it.
we'll probably just use less social media for this because we don't really use that much social like what social media we do have on our other podcast much.
We
So
use Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok sometimes.
yeah,
That's it.
yeah, we don't use anything else really.
I mean, like the three major platforms we use, basically. So,
Yeah, and where
and plus,
this isn't a gaming platform. We're not going to do like Twitch or Kick or anything like that. If we go live, we'll just do it on YouTube. Like,
yeah, we're not gonna do like all the gaming stuff and all that because that's a sports podcast.
right,
So.
right. So, yeah, if you're interested in gaming as well, listen to our Two Brothers Gaming podcast. We do gaming news, weekly gaming news, 2 episodes a week. Other than that, really, we just appreciate you for listening. Rylan, do you have anything?
No, just as I said, you guys go check out our other podcast, Two Brothers Gaming. We just talk about a whole bunch of different gaming news that happens throughout the week. We always post episodes on Friday, so basically end of the 5 business days or whatever. So you get those. You can listen to those. You wake up for work, etc. Just it's cool.
Yeah.
Same with this podcast. You can listen to it on the weekend, wherever. But yeah, just follow that if you guys want to. If you guys like gaming, and yeah.
All right. We appreciate you guys for listening. Catch you in the next episode.